What's up, YouTube? You know what time it is. It's Mighty Fan time, and first and foremost, it's Mighty Fan wants to show some love to the old champion replicas that I used to wear years ago. So I'm wearing my Tracy McGrady Magic champion replica right here. Really nice jersey. But anyhow, kind of hoping he gets a ring tomorrow in Game 7 of what's been a great series to this point. What a game last night, right? That was just bananas. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It's been a great series, so I'm looking forward to Game 7 tomorrow night, and we'll see if T-Mac can get a ring with the Spurs. But we'll see. I've always been a fan of his game, and I still have to get his Raptors jersey. I'm hoping that Mitchell and Ness issues the home white T-Mac Raptors jersey this year, because that would definitely be on my list. Since I got the purple Vince Carter last year, or no, Super Bowl sale. Yeah, it was last year. It was Black Friday, so I'm getting my sales mixed up. Anyhow, the main purpose of this video is a reply to Breetha 35. He has 5 questions for us, and let's get right into it. So, question number 1 is, when did you first become a jersey head? So for me, I always wore jerseys when I was young. In middle school, high school, I wore them. I wore the champion replicas for the NBA, and I wore the starter replicas for the NFL, primarily. I got into hockey and baseball jerseys a little later. But, that's really what I wore. And years ago, many years ago, I went to the Mitchell & Ness store for the first time with a buddy of mine and my mom, and we went there, and I walked in there, and it's like your first experience. It was just amazing, because back then in the store they had then, they put all their jerseys out. They all were on racks, big circular racks in the middle of the floors. You could see them all. And they had all the old runs there, all their old stuff that people love to collect today. They were all there at that time. And it just blew me away, because I always wore these, And I knew about Mitchell & Ness. I just never really, went to the store or really purchased any jerseys from them. And that first trip in there was a real eye-opener for me. And I said, this is what I got to start to collect. And I saw the price tags on the stuff, and I figured, well, it's going to be a little tricky. It still is tricky to this day. But what happened was, well, the first trip to the store, I got this. It's a Mitchell & Ness hat, a fitted hat. And this was the first ever item I ever purchased at the store. The next time I went there, they had a sale rack. And on the sale rack, I got a jersey, and it was the home white, or the away white, I should say, Kellen Winslow San Diego Chargers jersey. And I got that one, and that was it. I'm like, oh, this is it now. The quality, I loved everything about the jersey. That smell of the vinyl, for the numbers and all. I really just said, this is what I got to do. And then I found out about the Super Bowl sale, and I got a few more jerseys at that sale, and it just took off. I got them on eBay. Found some at flea markets from time to time, and of course the store during every sale. And it honestly it brought me a lot of joy. And I never thought, back then I'd be sitting here today and I'd have, closets and racks and, all this stuff with jerseys. I never really, I always had like a decent amount of jerseys, all these replicas, but to have all the, the Mitchell & Ness brand is pretty, it's pretty special for me, because that first trip in there, I'm like, boy, I'd love to get these. And now I can see them, and I can wear them, so I'm happy. But that's what got it all started for me. It was many years ago, that first trip in there, and I got hooked ever since. and I'm glad I did. And not only am I glad that I got hooked to collecting it, but I got to be in a great community like this with people like you guys. Um, you know, it's a great thing. It really is. So that's the answer to question number one. Number two, what was your first bought jersey? Well, first jersey I ever owned was a champion replica. It was the away red Chicago Bulls Scottie Pippen jersey. I still have it somewhere. It doesn't fit me, but I still have it. That was my dad got that for me at a sports store at King of Prussia Mall many years ago. Oh my goodness, must have been 1992, I think. But it was my first jersey, and I have a yearbook picture of me coming out of a building in middle school wearing the jersey. I told you about that picture before. I'm wearing my jersey and starter Bulls jacket and starter Bulls hat. So I had the swag factory going there, A-Rock, back then. I wish I can find that yearbook because I really want to show you guys that picture. It's a black and white picture, but it's me swagging it out back then. But that's my answer to question number two. All right, question number three. How many different brands and different types of jerseys do you have from the different major sports leagues? And I think, it would take a long time to name them all for all of them. So I'm just going to go with the NBA as an example. For the NBA, if I'm remembering correctly, I have Champion, obviously, which you can see here. I have Nike. I have Adidas. I have Mitchell and Ness. I have I can't remember. Reebok, Adidas, Champion, Mitchell and Ness. I think that pretty much takes care of it. Just to give you an example, and I know for hockey, just to give more of an example, there's, Starter, which was the first jersey I owned was a Starter. Reebok, Nike, CCM, Pro Player, Coho, Mitchell and Ness, and so that just gives you an example. And then football, American football, I should say. I know we have international watchers here, so American football, not soccer, American football, NFL, and baseball. Baseball is pretty easy. There's Mitchell and Ness and Cooperstown Collection, and I have a vintage batting practice Johnny Bench Reds jersey. I can't remember off the top of my head who made that one. But then NFL, there's a lot. I'm just gonna leave it at that. There's a lot of brands I have for NFL. I mean, just off the top of my head, obviously Mitchell and Ness, Starter, Champion, Reebok, Nike, Puma, Pro Player, Adidas. There's others, but I'm forgetting. So that's basically all of them. Basically. Russell and Wilson, some others for the NFL. All right, question number 4. What is your favorite sport jersey to collect? Well, it's interesting because it started out with basketball and football, American NFL football. And then I kind of got into the hockey. I got into baseball big time. And now it kind of shifted back to basketball, which I'm happy for because some years ago I said I wanted to improve on my NBA game in the collection, and I did so. I have a closet now. I have a vault just for the NBA, well, mainly for the NBA. And it brings me a lot of joy because that was what got me into sports was back in the 1990s NBA. Teams and players and jerseys are what I remember most. And when Mitchell and Ness started putting out their 90s line again some years ago, I just, re-fell in love with collecting the NBA jerseys. I think I got that alternate blue 1995 Shaq jersey from Mitchell and Ness, the Magic jersey, and I just kind of got recharged and remembered those '90s NBA, and fell back in love with collecting NBA jerseys. Now one of my newest ventures is to get the Champion Authentic jerseys, and for some of those players and teams. So I started doing some research into that. And what I found out is that I can actually get some of the Champion versions that I can't get the Mitchell and Ness versions of. Either it's just next to impossible to find, or it's too expensive. But I'm really excited for that. It's a new venture for me, and I'm really looking forward to that. I really am. Hopefully, I'll be able to add some soon to the collection. But yeah, those '90s, that just brought it all back for me, and that's seemingly any more what Mitchell and Ness is pumping out anymore is the '90s NBA, and I'm fine with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. In fact, the funny thing is, it wasn't even that long ago. Maybe it was like 9 years ago, maybe 10. Mitchell and Ness issued out a grouping of the '90s NBA jerseys, and included in that were the Raptors jerseys, the Carter and the McGrady home and away. They did the black alt, Phoenix Suns Fireball, Steve Nash jersey, and there were some others in that grouping. I have the Nowitzki from that grouping, the Dirk Nowitzki jersey, but they did a bunch of these from Jason Kidd, I guess, too, his rookie jersey, and they obviously sold very well. And what happened was they're so popular. I mean, to find them on eBay is next to impossible. And when you do, it's like the seller wants like $600-700 for it, $500. I'm like, no, no, I don't need it that badly. But and I know some of the Jersey heads do have some of the original runs of them, and so I'm happy that Mitchell and Ness is reissuing them, because I feel it gives me a second chance at them. I didn't get them back then because I was more into getting the NFL and baseball for Mitchell and Ness, and so I missed out on that original run of them. And now I see I have a second chance. Like I got that Vince Carter last year for the Super Bowl sale, Black Friday sale rather, and I know they're planning on issuing the home white Raptors jersey. I hope the T-Mac's part of that, and I know they want to make the alternate black Suns Steve Nash jersey, and I think they want to do the checker Mitch Richmond Kings jersey. That was another original jersey they made years ago. And in fact, I saw that one in the store. I remember seeing that one in the store on the wall years ago. And so I see it as me having another chance at them. I passed on them years ago, and now I have another chance. So I'm happy with that. Even though they're the newer made in China's, but I don't care. I just want those jerseys. So yeah, I've really re-fallen in love with the NBA jerseys. And a big reason of that is because of all the 1990s love that Mitchell and Ness has been doing with the jerseys and the shoot-around jackets and all that stuff. I still have to get one of those jackets, but maybe, hey, I'm there during the sales to find the jerseys. I'm not really looking at it at this point. I do want to get some of those, so maybe at some point. But, yeah, jerseys and hats is all I ever seem to get there. And, that's what I look for, so... So that's question number 4. And question number 5, the final question. What jersey have you seen in another Jersey Heads collection that you want in your collection right now? And for me, Breetha, the answer to that is it's actually twofold. It's actually it's a tie, and I don't want to be like a cop-out with this, but it's a tie. There are a couple of jerseys that I really would love to get my hands on that I know some of the other Jersey heads own. And for me, first is the Mitchell and Ness Michael Jordan jersey. If I were to have my choice of them, it would be the rookie year red one, or the black-red pinstripe alt. I know quite a few. See, a lot of the Jersey heads are jumping on them now, making sure that they get them now because, Mitchell and Ness has lost a light. Though they told me in the store they're they're hoping to renew the license with him. So I don't know. That's just what one of the employees who I trust, told me at the store that they were looking at doing. Because I asked them about the Jordan jerseys when I was there last time. I said, "Hey, how come they're not part of this Father's Day sale?" And they were, he was explaining it to me, and because I asked him about the licensing, and he said we're trying to renew the licensing with him, and that's what he heard from upper management. So, I gotta take him at his word for that. So, but I know some of the jersey heads were grabbing those jerseys, because didn't know if there'd be another chance, and maybe there won't be another chance at them. But for me, I can't. I it's been ingrained to me to just wait for the deal and not overspend. I can drop down, three, 400 at a sale for multiple jerseys, but for one alone, I mean, I thought about it. My boss even talked to me about it the other day, and we had a bit of a discussion about it over lunch. And he asked me, he said, would you, knowing how much you want one of those Mitchell & Ness Jordan jerseys, would you pay retail? Would you go to the store during a sale or something and say, hey, I want one of those Jordan jerseys? And I thought about it, and I told him, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it because that's just not me. The most I ever spent for a jersey was $228, and that was for the rookie year Dion Mitchell & Ness limited edition jersey. That was my highest of high grails. No other jersey, including MJ, will ever be that high up on my want list because I had a history with that jersey. And that was my white whale jersey. And that's the most I ever spent on a jersey. And in some ways, I want that to be the most I ever spent on a jersey because that jersey that jersey was worth it to me to spend that much on. And it, all due respect, and it's not saying that there's anything wrong with the Jordan jerseys or anything like that. It's just I want that Dion to be the high point. I want that to be the one that I always said, you know what, that's the one I spent the most for. And the reason is because that's the one I wanted more than anything else. There is no other jersey that will ever be like that with me. At least I hope, because God, that was difficult. The search for that jersey. And so the answer to that is, I mean, hey, could I go to the store tomorrow and throw the $300 down on the table and say I want the Jordan jersey? Sure, I could do it. Hey, you know what? I work full time. I make a decent living. I mean, I could do it if I wanted to, but it's not me. I don't pay retail. I just don't. And so, unless the thing is on sale, hey, if I go the rest of my life without it, it's the way it has to be. Because I'm not going to spend $300 on it. It's no. It doesn't come with a TV. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't throw down $300 on one jersey. It's just not something that as much as I love them, it's just not something I want to do. But those out there who have that jersey, yeah, that's definitely one I'd love to get someday. But it has to be at my price. The second one is. Shout out to Big Baby because I know he's one of the jersey heads that has it. Is the white Detroit Lions Billy Sims jersey with that huge patch on the front of it? I love that jersey. That jersey you see on eBay maybe like twice a year, if that. And so, man, I have a horror story to tell about that one. So I really would love to get that because running back is my favorite position. My favorite position in football. I have so many running back jerseys. It dominates my collection because I'm a fan of running backs, and I'm trying to get as many of the all-time, the greats as I can. I have most of them now, but there's still a few that I have to go. And I know Billy Sims didn't have a long career or anything like that, but he was a really good running back, and it's such a sweet jersey. So. It was on eBay. There was a seller had it as like a buy it now. And it was one of those deals where if the seller didn't sell it, they would keep lowering the price on it. And they keep lowering the price on it. It was like over 200 and it went down, went down, went down. So I had it on my watch list. And I was watching it. And we're talking months. The thing was up there for months, and I'm watching it, and I'm going. All right, once it drops one more time, I'm gonna get it. And I got greedy. I said I'm gonna get this jersey, but I'm gonna wait for it to drop that extra, however much it dropped per relisting. So I'm gonna let it drop one more time, then it's gonna be mine. And sure enough, then someone bought it before it ended. It was like a 28-day listing thing, and it just kept relisting, and every time it relisted, the price went down for it. You will see those sometimes, but yeah, I missed out on it, and it was like one of the last times I had a chance on it on eBay, and this is like a year ago, I think. And every time I see that jersey, I'm like, well, it's not Dion, but it's a pretty elusive jersey, and I would love to get it someday. So yes, I am envious of Big Baby owning that jersey, because I'd love to get that one someday. Although it's so hard to find. I mean, you see that rookie year Dion more times than you see that Billy Sims. So I'm kind of hoping that Mitchell Ness reissues that one someday. I don't know if they will or not, but maybe. I'll get another chance at it. Made in China, whatever. I don't care. I'll buy it. Just because it's a sweet jersey. I love that patch on it. That big patch, Anniversary Lions patch, is just nice. But shout out to Big Baby. I know he's making his own Billy Sims jersey, so that's awesome. I really wish him good luck with that. I think it's great he makes his own jerseys. That's just awesome. It really is. I wish I could. And maybe there's a few jerseys that have been elusive Mitchell and Ness wise. They wouldn't be elusive if I can make them. But anyhow, Breetha, that is the answer to your 5 questions. Great questions by you. Great trip down memory lane for me. And yeah, my goodness, this is a long video. I apologize about that. But anyhow, I had a lot to say. But anyhow, this is going to do it for now. Big shouts, as always, to all my subscribers, all my fellow Jersey heads, all the kings of Throwback there on the Facebook group and all the other groups on Facebook. To Breetha again for the challenge. All my friends, family, fellow Deviant Art members, anyone I'm forgetting. This is MightyFan saying peace, and I will see you in that next video. Okay, bye.